What up, though? It's your girl T Barb, and welcome to Not What I Ordered, the newest podcast that's going to be your favorite. We're talking the lies we're sold and the truth we're living, and we gonna clock that T because I'm an auntie and a niece. Today we are talking passion versus purpose. What is your passion? What is your purpose? Is it the same thing? We will find out with today's superstar guest. We have the one and only Tanjareen in the building. Now, first off, not only is this lady super funny, but she is a world-class actress. You've seen her on shows like The Michael Blackson Show, and I had the pleasure of personally seeing her in a BET Plus sci-fi movie where my girl was jumping. I'm talking about, you know it's tea when you see them through. See, my nieces got me tripping. Okay, but we gonna get off into Tanjareen. And before I introduce you to her, let's take a peek.
There's always two ways to respond to trauma. People may not realize this from seeing me because I'm the bringer of energy, health, joy, and light, but I've been strangled, I've been shot, I've been raped.
None of
I've
which
moved
by me.
around.
Sorry.
There's so many things that I've gone through. So you can either use that as, okay, I'm stronger than this, let me move on. Or you could be like, but I was assaulted. You don't understand. You got to find your happiness within yourself and try to encourage them to find theirs in theirs. Baby, are you playing with my football?
I'm trying to tickle you and it didn't work.
Oh, baby, you're not in the right spot. You want me to have my masseuse tell you where it is?
I beat you. I didn't want to finish the sentence.
We got to get out of here, babe. Where's your next shows?
My next show will be in the ER as the masseuse is undergoing surgery. And, check that out. I'm going to be there 7 days a week until his face gets fixed.
Oh, don't ruin his face. It's so cute.
Oh.
I feel like there's always...
Give it up for Tanjareen.
I did not expect that to be the clip that you're about to throw to, but thank you so much for having me. You look so cute and so sexy, and I'm so excited to do your show.
Thank you. As do you.
Thank you.
That was you and your husband. You guys have a podcast.
Yes, we do. It's called Marriage Go Round.
It's called Marriage Go. Oh, love that. Love that. We love Black Love Matters. Okay, because that's our little thing. We're doing our little tea today.
Okay.
Today we're talking passion versus purpose.
All right.
And we know that there are a lot of things that you do in entertainment. So can you tell us just a little bit about your background?
My background.
Yeah.
I'm from Inglewood, Cali, West Side repping, grew up a little brown girl who, you know, the little dark girls with the kinky hair, we weren't the ones that were considered the prettiest. And, you know, when people would meet me, they wouldn't say, oh, you're so cute. They'd just be like, oh, that's a pretty name. And I'm like, well, you said she was pretty. Now I'm just got a pretty name. So it made me learn to get attention by being a class clown, being really likable, being very approachable. And I think that's why I became class clown in junior high and high school, and then went on to become a stand-up comedian and comedic sitcom actress, because I was like, well, let me, you know, maybe I'm cooning, I don't know, but I was like, if I can make them laugh, they'll want to hang out with me. So I think that's kind of what I did as a defense mechanism.
I wouldn't say cooning because we was all doing the same thing. The difference with me was I was just going to beat you up or we was going to laugh.
Oh, well, there we go.
I'm retired. That was right. Anyway, but point being, so at that time, growing up, did you know that you would have a passion or a purpose in the comedic field, or did you just think I'm jonesing around?
Wasn't thinking about passion or purpose at all. I was just trying to make sure that I had friends and that I didn't get beat up on the bus ride home. But in college, I was physically abused by my boyfriend. I was with this man for like 6 years, puppy love, super strong. Looking back at it, he was too old to be dating me anyway. It, you know how high school girls want an older boy because their age boys aren't, you know, as
older
mature.
Man.
But he's actually a man.
Right.
But, you know, I guess it was okay because that's what everybody in our grade was doing, and my parents knew him, loved him, and all that. But at some point when it was time for me to break up with him, he broke into the house, beat me over the head. I had to get 22 stitches here and here. My head was caved in here. And as somebody who knew they were going to be on TV, I was worried that my head was never going to fully form back. And I was in the hospital. I came out with in a wheelchair with my arm in a sling. My mom hid me at some lady's house because she thought he was going to come back and try to finish me off. And then she was going to move me off to Atlanta to live and start a whole new life. And I'd never been to Atlanta. And I said at that moment, I don't think God put me here to run from this man. I think I'm here for something bigger. I think I have a purpose, and I think I'm going to be a light to the world. And so my purpose in life is to bring energy, health, joy, and light to the world through entertainment. And that was the moment that I realized I was here for something bigger. I was like, I'm not running from this man. I'm gonna stay in my same house. I'm gonna get on TV somehow. I'm gonna pledge Delta Sigma Theta, which I did, and I'm just gonna be of service to people, and I'm gonna shed light.
You know what? I love that. I think that that's such a powerful story. And the reason I love when we share our story so much is that when people look at you now, you're beautiful, you're in shape. You know what I mean? We see you on your health journey. And if you don't, make sure you go follow her so you can see. We see you married. We see you on television. Like I said, I went to a movie premiere and it was amazing to me to just be watching someone I knew playing in an action role. You know what I mean? I'm watching you run from aliens and all those things. So when I'm looking at you, I'm not perceiving that those are some of the things you may have went through.
Yeah.
So do you think that is your passion and your purpose the same?
I feel like my passion and purpose are the same, absolutely. Now that experience made me realize that I want to shed light, I accept roles that bring people joy. I do things that comedy, I think, is something that makes you forget, oh man, I was having a bad day. Oh man, I don't got the rent this month. Or oh man, this dude just hit me inside my head. I mean, comedy makes you hopefully forget about that for a moment. And I think that's important to people. And it makes me feel good. I also compliment people every time I'm out. I find genuine things to say about somebody that I think will brighten their day, which I can see their face light up, which makes my face light up. So it's like it's a mutual benefit. I just all day long I'm complimenting people, strangers, old men, young ladies, whatever. And I just feel like that's what I'm here to do. Just make sure that when people have met me, they feel better about themselves afterwards.
I love that because you think so many people have a backstory, right? And for example, let's say someone was raised in an abusive home and then they use that as an excuse why they abuse their children or that's all I knew. Whereas in your instance, you had domestic violence or some bad things happen and you turned that into something positive. How did you end up with that perspective versus the latter?
That's a great question. I would have to say God, because I think everybody has the option, like it says in that clip that I did, because another dude had strangled me, and that same other dude who strangled me had date raped me, and then the guy that I dated around the year before that is the one that beat me upside my head. Years later, I was shot at a last day of school fight at a park, and I saw the fight and said, "Ooh, let me be a responsible kid and get to my car while they're fighting." And as I'm running to my car, I get shot by somebody driving by, and I'm just like, so the different things that happened to me, I'm like, why me? But instead of me being upset, I was like, you know what? But it didn't kill me. I'm still here. So there must be something I'm supposed to do with this life. It's not supposed to be this angry black girl who's frowned up on her face all the time, mad at everybody. Like, well, I was raped before, I got strangled. Like, what is that going to serve the world? Nothing.
Nothing.
God.
And I think that once again, it's a beautiful testimony that people really need to hear and understand because, I go live sometimes and I was talking about that this morning, that people always look at things and say, that is so easy for them. And it's not easy for them. You just don't get to see all the trauma and the pain. Like I said, social media is a highlight reel. So you get to just see, hey, I look cute today. You didn't get to see when I was bloated 2 weeks ago or when my ad was messed up or my hair was nappy or whatever the case may be. You saw this highlight reel. So I think in sharing those stories, it makes things real for people because there's people looking at you like, wow, she's beautiful. We see her on TV, and I mean mainstream TV, doing real roles, and they think it was just so easy for you. Yeah. Have you been confronted with that? Has there ever been a time where somebody was like, you don't know, you haven't been through anything, and you had to set them straight?
I mean, there's been a couple times, and most people, I believe that I vibrate on a higher frequency, so I'm not around or I don't acknowledge lower vibrational people. So if there's haters or anything, I don't know about them. If there's anybody who doesn't believe in me, I don't acknowledge it, so I'm not sure. But, there's been a couple people that may have thought my journey was easy, and then I just let them know, oh, sweetie, no, I can relate to you. I can help you. I can help guide you because I've been there. And that's why I mentor people. That's why I speak at schools and talk to the youth or whatever, because a lot of them don't realize that somebody that like me has been through something similar to them, and I can help them to get where I am or better.
And I love that. I see author in your future, girl. Come on with the book. Come on with the
wrote
book.
that on a stone for
I'm telling
prosperity
you,
last year.
I'm feeling the book. I'm feeling the book.
I received that, sis.
I'm feeling the book.
I
I'm feeling
received that. As somebody who is an author, hood rat.
Yes,
You got a
the Hood Rat
cookbook and
Kitchen.
you got another
yes, I
book.
do motivational memoir.
Yes,
I do.
I received that from
and I
you.
love that because one thing about it is like even in my household, DV comes in different forms, right? So you have some physical abuse, you may have some mental abuse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like one of those people that was on the mental side, but I also watched my mom go through domestic violence, right? And just watching that, how some people can really, like you say, the God in them can bring them out of it. Some people go into a depression or they stay in that cycle. So what is a tip that you can give someone to break out of a bad cycle? It doesn't have to be DV, but it's obvious that you may have dated or went through certain cycles in life and you were able to break that and have better situations for yourself or marriage or not constantly be fighting any longer. What is a tip?
Well, I'm not sure if this answers your question, but it reminds me of something. When I was a teenager, I was down the street from my house visiting my cousin, and the neighbors were fighting. And they were like maybe seniors in high school, a guy and a girl, and she was cussing him out. And she was accusing him of everything that he had done wrong. And she was like, I'm taking back these Jordans, I'm taking back this. And she was just grabbing the stuff she had bought him, cussing him out. And he was like, but baby, I'm sorry. And I was like, this is good. Like, I want this when I grow up. I want to cuss somebody out and take back gifts that I bought them. I was looking up to that as a child. So I couldn't wait to grow up and get in a toxic relationship. And I had my toxic relationship. I had a dude that, he would throw the phone against the wall and break a mirror or punch a hole through the closet. And I was like, oh, this is love.
I love him.
Damn, he really cared about me. So it was really, really ridiculous that I saw that growing up. I looked up to that and I created that. And so what I ended up having to do is take a spiritual look at myself and say, wait, these people in my life, I'm the common denominator. I'm choosing people that I must have seen red flags and ignored them because I wanted love, I wanted to be adored, or because they said the right thing, but their actions were different. So I guess my tip is to see what you're doing to attract that into your life and then see how quickly you can get out of it, because it's not easy to get out. Like when I tried to get out of the one who hit me over the head, that was a very long process, because whenever I'd break up with him, he would show up at my job and woo my coworkers. He would show up at my parents' house and be shooting pool with my dad and helping walk the dog and cut the grass. And they would be like, oh, we love him. Why are you breaking up with him? And I'm just like, y'all don't understand.
Y'all don't know.
I can't tell y'all everything, but
yeah.
y'all making this hard. And then when I would try to date somebody else, they would be like, nah, I know your boyfriend. He crazy. I'm not going to date you. So I'd get back with my boyfriend. So my advice is to figure out a plan of how you can get out of the bad relationship, and then know that you're worth getting out of the bad relationship, and then execute.
So I think those are great tips. And I do think that the average person has a lot of, I don't want to even say problems, I want to say issues with identifying flaws in themselves to fix them.
Yeah.
Because you can't fix a problem you don't have.
Facts.
So that's something I learned when I was a social worker. We would give people treatment plans, right? And let's say you beat your kids real bad. But if you didn't think that that type of discipline was a problem, how can we give you some measures to correct that?
Right.
And I can understand some people didn't feel it was a problem. But that's something we see as a recurring theme as to why people keep going down the wrong path. Like they'll be walking the wrong way. Somebody could say, hey, yo, the store back that way. They'll be like, well, I already didn't walk 2 miles this way. So, but the store's still going to be back the other way no matter how far you walk this way. So I think that's a great tip. And of course, here on Not What I Ordered, we do a segment called D-Lo on the Streets, where we ask people, random people, a lot of times comedians, a question. And this question is, are you chasing money or peace? Okay, and let's see.
Are we chasing money or peace, Trina, with the truth?
Well, see, I believe deep down it's going to take money to achieve peace. So I feel the money will bring the piece and pieces to the puzzle.
I agree, because I need a piece of my rent paid.
Peace, because if I'm in peace, then that means that no type of money will be able to deter my peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person that legitimately, I can't be bought. My peace can't be bought.
Say that.
So I don't think we should be chasing anything.
Okay.
I think that when it is your purpose and your passion or whatever.
Yeah.
You're just, it's like Yoda, do or do not, there is no try. You're not chasing it. You're just living it. You're just doing it.
Okay. So, Tanjareen. All right. Of course, this is not what I ordered. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tell some people to tell some people to tell some people because we need your help. All right. Here we go. And we're on with Tanjareen. Are you chasing money or peace?
I am peaceful, and I think money comes to me because of that. When I'm a life coach and a wellness consultant and a motivational speaker, and what I speak to my people about is, what is it that you want? And if they say, oh, I want $1 million. Okay, how would you feel when you have the $1 million? Oh, I would feel excited, proud of myself, peaceful, whatever their answers are, feel that now. When you start to feel like what you want in life, you attract it to you naturally. So I'm always at peace. I'm always feeling abundant. I'm always feeling grateful. I'm always feeling joyful. And because of that, I had like 3 phone calls in the last few days of people offering me writing jobs, offering me TV acting jobs, like people coming to me because I'm just like, this is how I would feel if those things happened, and now they're happening. It's like the chicken and egg. Chicken and egg. You don't know which one comes first, but you know what you can control inside.
So okay, with that, right? That's an attraction mindset. A lot of people still have a hard time with dealing with negativity or being pulled that way. Do you ever have times where you're like, yeah, I'm living in my passion, my purpose, but not today? And if so, how do you get out of those modes to get back into this happy self? Because I think it's really an art to having that type of joy on a regular basis.
It's absolutely an exercise, just like when you're exercising a muscle or a new, vocal skill. If you're a singer, you have to exercise mentally. So whenever you're thinking a negative thought, realize that that's a negative thought, and then bring yourself back to thinking of something positive. And in my family, when somebody's talking mess to me, I'll be like, okay, now tell me 2 positive things that happened to you today. Let's get this before we hang up. Nope, you got an attitude before we hang up. Tell me something good about today. Tell me something positive. So I think that it's something you have to practice. And so for me, one of the things I do every morning, and I didn't get to do it today because I was rushing here, but when I get home, I will. I'll write in my gratitude journal 1 page a day. And I'll write in the present tense everything I'm grateful for, even if it hasn't happened, or everything I'm grateful for from the day before, things I'm looking forward to. Before I got a certain car, I wrote every day that I'm grateful for this specific car. I wrote the color, the style, everything. And then I got the car. The house I wanted, I wrote about it. But because I'm starting my day in a high vibration of what I'm grateful for, if somebody cuts me off in traffic, or if somebody says, oh, you ain't ish, you ain't, I know I am, because I'm already on this higher vibration that I talked about earlier. So I think that spiritual practices like visualization, meditation, prayer, writing in your gratitude journal, listening to gospel music, listening to your favorite type of music, all that stuff sets you up to be positive. So then the negative days don't last at all.
I love the music tip too, because that's something that I've often used myself. You know what I mean? Just being intentional about getting back into a better mood. You know what I mean? Because I thought I was happy girl. First off, I thought I had some traumas. Like you, Tanjareen, you have really shown
I'm
that.
not out traumaing you, am I? I'm not trying to out trauma.
It's like, no, just a little. It's like, no, you can't. Look, you got shot, I shot somebody. So we just 2 different things. So let's keep it just a little different.
I'm cackling.
Same thing, just something different. I was like, okay, sister, you've been on my mind.
I was getting bullied. You were the fighter. That is so funny.
Well, but the fighting came from the bullying.
I understand.
Stuff,
I understand.
That's why I say it's tea. But I'm just saying, and once again, that's why we say not what I ordered, but this conversation was definitely what I ordered, just to be able to know, you know what I mean? And I think it'll be so inspiring to others to really know that, hey, you can go through this, that, and still come into your passion or your purpose, right?
For sure.
So has there ever been a time where you mistaken something for purpose and it really wasn't that?
That's a good question. I think maybe in previous dating, maybe there was somebody that I thought was the one. Like, I thought the guy who put me in the hospital was going to be my husband. I was with him for 6 years. It was puppy love. We lived together. My family loved him. I probably thought that was my purpose at one point. Clearly it was not. And I saw the red flags. I saw how, he behaved. I saw the cheating and all that stuff, the lies. So I probably thought that was my purpose. I think when I was growing up, my mother wanted me to be a dentist. And or what did she say? Or an interior designer. And I started in that path for a second. Then I said, oh wait, this her goal.
Okay.
What am I doing? So then I started on the acting journey. But I think because my first stage play in school was when I was 6 years old, that's when I realized, I like acting. Even though I didn't have but one line and I wanted the lead part, but nepotism got the principal's niece to be the lead part, whatever. Yeah. So I didn't get it. But I knew that I wanted to do something.
So they had the white girl playing Harriet Tubman in the play. Nepotism.
But it ain't none of my business. But yeah, so I think I knew what I wanted to do even in the first grade. So I've kind of been going towards that my whole life, which when I was in college and people kept changing their majors, I was like, what's wrong with y'all? How come people don't know what they want to be? I always knew what I wanted. So when I got to college, because I only went because mom said it was going to be fun, but I said, I'm not going to major in something boring that I'm not interested in. So I majored in TV, film, media management. But I just think I knew what I wanted early on. So I don't know that my passion has been bad except for the couple people that I chose to date.
Yeah, and the reason I say, because initially, like myself, I wasn't, I remember growing up, people used to always be like, you gonna be in Hollywood, or even when I was doing social work, because I had some protective service cases where I came in, they was cussing me out, and by the time I left off the porch, we was kiki and cackling, I believe right? It. And I remember my coworkers used to be like, you missed your call. And people like, you missed your call and you're supposed to do something with comedy. I never thought of it as a career. So initially, and what's so crazy is I think that my passion and purpose are the same, but I think the direction was totally different, right? At that time, I wanted to help people. My mom, I started off as a foster care worker because my mom was raised in foster care. So my grandma went into a mental health institution when my mom was 2. I never seen my grandma outside of this institution. We used to go visit her every weekend. My mom ended up doing 2 prison beds. So she had my parents met in a halfway house. And then that's kind of
I love this hood rat story. She's
retired
really
retired hood rat.
Yes.
I ain't stole a car in a long time. Statute of limitations.
Listen, and I used to help my boyfriend steal cars.
Baby, I got the wrench.
I have a checkered past.
Yeah.
I was part of a lot of crimes because I loved it in him, and if this what we needed to do, then I was gonna help him do it.
All the Inglewood girls. Excuse my language. I got to say this just a little thing since I've been living in LA. I'm from Detroit, so we always think we the hard ones, baby. I done ran up on some 60-year-olds banging on me. What you do? I say, you 60, you is the school secretary. So shout out to LA, the people. And that's why I love, just telling these stories. But when I came in, I wanted to help people, right? Mm-hmm. I said, my mom went through a bad situation in foster care, so I'm going to be a foster care worker. And my passion and purpose was to help people. When I transitioned to comedy, lo and behold, it's still helping people in a different capacity. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even though I do feel like for instance, I thought both were in my purpose, but one wasn't my passion. The social work wasn't necessarily my passion. I felt like it was something I needed to do to give back for everything that was given to me, right? So many people helped through this journey to kind of transition me to who I was. So,
have you ever thought of doing comedy social work? Because that's what just came to me.
I'm just saying that the comedians need a social worker. We need a whole little social work department.
Tiffany Haddish's story. She started, as a foster kid and all that. But I'm just saying, people may or may not look forward to seeing their social worker. Yeah. But if it was a comedian,
and I don't know. I have a social work set. It's what's so crazy is that my comedy is not necessarily indicative of everything I've been through, even though I have all those jokes written out. I've done those things. I'm just, I'm waiting on a little couple dollars because these going to be some funny stories, right?
Movie girl, movie deal.
So you said you were 6 years old. You started acting. You knew. So when you were growing up, what did you want to be? Did you want to be an actress or did you have something else in mind too?
I wanted to be an actress.
Okay. Oh, that's the bomb. Yeah. And shout out, when you said dental school, shout out to my cousin. We're going to give her a shout out. Dr. Stacy Cobb is Stacy and Tracy. We always been mixing them up our whole life. Okay. Dr. Tracy Cobb actually said it wrong. My cousin has her own dental franchise, Affordable Dentures. So I just want to give her a shout out. We do have a little dentist in the family, and you have nice teeth, so I can see why your mama said that. Right?
Thank you very much. Okay, this segment was sponsored by and get you some dentures. What's the difference between dentures and veneers?
Okay, so dentures are you pop them in and pop them out.
Okay.
Veneers are permanent. They shave your teeth down. Dentures is you don't have a foundation at all.
Okay.
Right? Because you
so
can't
it's
have
just gums.
Just gums.
Okay.
And then people who have a bridge is like some denture, but then you got these teeth. That type of thing. So I know that because my cousin has. Even though I got all my teeth,
they look good.
Baby, all of them.
And pink gums, too. Shout out to pink gums. They look good.
Because when I was growing up, I wanted to be a lawyer. I thought I was going to be the Doogie Howser of law. Remember Doogie Howser? He was like this teenage doctor.
Yes.
And I really thought I was going to be the youngest Supreme Court justice.
I love this goal for you.
I did. Instead, here we are. And so we're back with, it's back for another poll question. Okay. And what we wanted to know is what's the hardest or worst job you've ever had to survive? Because we know in passion and purpose, it ain't always the passion. And sometimes it definitely ain't our purpose. So we polled online, what was the worst job you've ever had to survive, right? Here we go. Somebody said laundry in prison. Ooh. A call center rep for AT&T billing. It broke me mentally. Oh, I cannot stand AT&T. I'm sorry, unless y'all want to sponsor. Somebody said Little Caesars. Somebody said I was a garbage man for one day. And somebody said the one I'm working now.
Oh, hope they don't see that.
What was the worst job you've ever had to survive?
My goodness, I've worked a lot of places because, as an actress, you're usually a waitress. And praise God, I don't have to have another job anymore. Like, I've been a full-time entertainer for so many years lately, but I was a waitress. I worked at Wendy's Burgers. I worked at Wells Fargo Bank. I worked at the shoe store in the mall. I worked in the, when you go to Gelson's and people are giving you samples of a juice.
Okay.
I did that.
You was the juice girl.
But what sucks about that is you have to buy the juice. You have to buy your own table. You have to buy your own tablecloth. And then you have to use your own gas to get to wherever store they send you to. And then you set everything up and you give the samples. And then you get paid for the hours and they reimburse you. But you hope that you got enough sales that it's going to make it make sense. But I was like, if I had money, I wouldn't be doing this job. I can't afford this juice right now. So I don't know which job was worse. But knowing that I wanted to act, I didn't like any of those jobs, especially Wells Fargo, because I couldn't be funny. I used to joke around when people were,
Don't nobody want to joke about their money.
I didn't know that.
You like, I was like, ain't there. You want 2,000? You got 1,500. They're like, quit playing with me, girl.
I was terrible.
You probably kept getting rolled up.
But I'm Miss Positive, so I'm like, okay, it's a zero balance, but at least it ain't negative. And they're like, Heifer, don't talk to me about how much is in there. Just give me the slip. So I would get written up, and then I had the homies coming through trying to do licks, and I would let them, cash check. Like, it was a mess. So I don't know what's the worst job, but I definitely have a lot of different side job experiences.
Sound like the bank to me. Sure they want to rob the bank.
Sorry, Wells Fargo and Inglewood.
It's like, what's the procedure when the bank jobs me? My one of my dad's girlfriend kids. He used to call my sister, but he ain't alive no more, so I ain't got a lot no more. One of my dad's girlfriend kids, because my dad had a lot of girlfriends and they all had kids, so somebody could babysit me. So I remember she was working at the bank, and the bank had got robbed, and they really had fired her
because they thought it was her.
They thought she set it
off.
up. Yeah, she thought, and it was for real. And I remember being devastated. She was so devastated. She had nothing to do with it, and ended up winning a lawsuit over it later. Because we like to sue. Top Dog Law.
As you should.
Sponsor us.
Okay, that's another sponsor. I love it.
Top
That's
Dog Law.
A great story. We used to get robbed too, and I'm so glad they didn't think it was me. It wasn't me, except for the times that I let my homies come in and cash checks. It wasn't real. Besides that,
I mean, you ain't get caught in the statute of limitations.
Yeah, I hope it is. What's the statute of limitations for check fraud?
Okay, well, we're going to keep moving
we
on.
Can
let's see what the people on the street said. We're back with our girl D-Lo and D-Lo on the streets.
What was one of the hardest jobs you have ever had to survive?
Selling ADT home insurance or home security.
Okay.
Going door to door back in the day. Yeah.
Like Vector 9.
Yeah, like, and I did that too. Cutco, Vector Knives. Listen, I had all type of bullshit jobs. You know what I'm saying? When the trap wasn't booming, you know what I'm saying? We had to clock in. Terrible. I was at the grocery store too. All type of shit. Hell yeah, nigga, I was out here getting to this money. Yeah.
Damn. Retail. I really don't like people. Like people think that because I'm a stand-up comedian, I'm a people person. I'm not.
Same.
I'm just funny, and I know that I have a purpose.
Yeah.
And so, like, I live in purpose.
I hear that.
But I don't like you.
Clock it.
Being a mom,
Oh,
that was tough.
that's real.
That laundry bossed me every day. Every day. I mean, I get to the end of the laundry, I just want to burn the last load. Like, won't nobody know.
Being a dad.
That's a real question. How long you been a dad?
7 years.
7 years. Okay. And but has it been a rewarding experience?
Absolutely.
Good. Well, shout out to the dads. We love a stand-up dad.
Listen, shout out to D-Lo on the streets. Don't forget, if you want to join the conversation, we're always polling these questions. So make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share. Maybe somebody else wants to join the conversation as well. Okay. Ha at the burning the laundry. I do agree. Being a parent is a job to survive. So you said Wells Fargo. Let me ask you this. Have you ever got your check and been like, what is this?
Oh, absolutely. When you work a job where they're taking all those different things out, I'm not understanding why it's illegal. Why it is still legal for us to work a job. They take money out, and then we pay for stuff. They take out taxes again, and then we file taxes later, and then we owe them some more. Everything we buy, from a house to a car to something to eat, taxes. You already took your taxes out when I got my check.
And the taxes when the person bought the product to sell it to you.
Right.
It was still taxes.
So how is it
taken
still
for that.
legal? And nobody's doing a speech about that. Like, I'm gonna vote for the person who's like, you know what? Let's stop triple taxing everybody.
Triple taxing the spam calls, I'm with it.
Thank
if
you.
you could stop some spam calls, baby, because they be calling me, I be thinking somebody calling, hello? You be like, hello? Is this? Oh my God.
And then they say press 2 if you want to get off our call list. You press 2 and it hangs you up.
They
And then they
call
call
you
back
right
the
back.
next day. I'm like, this didn't work.
Vehicle warranty. I'm like, I ain't even got no car. Why do you keep calling me?
They keep trying to buy a house on a street I never lived on. I'm like, could you stop?
It's crazy. I think that when it comes to survival, I do think that people discount the fact that a job can help you fund your passion or your purpose or whatever it is that you
absolutely.
want to do. So some people do quit too soon. I am one of them people like you that's had a lot of jobs. I got my first job at 12. I was working at a car wash. I worked at Burger King. I got fired on my day off.
Oh,
You know, everybody kept referencing Friday because I got fired on my day
Yes.
off. First off, I was too young to be working at Burger King. Why y'all got me working at Burger King? I'm 14, 15. I don't think it's child labor laws. I don't know.
absolutely illegal.
Then my best friend at the time had stole the chicken with cheese sandwich. They said because I'm her friend and she steal. We both got
What?
We was so young, we didn't even care. We got back on the bus and just went home. Then, I'm trying to think what was the worst. The worst job I probably had was working at a nursing home in the dementia care unit.
Oh.
Right? And it was the best and the worst. It was the best because it was so rewarding. It was the worst because why do you have me washing up a man that's 6'6" by myself?
Ooh,
and
was
he
you
didn't
seeing
use
his
the
package?
bathroom, baby. I was seeing it.
Ooh.
But wasn't nobody paying attention to that. We was trying to get that boo-boo off his butt.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, just keep it real.
God.
And I was in college at that time, really just trying to make it. Of course, after
Yes.
that, I quit and I got back active for a hot little second. Because after I wiped his little butt, I said, let me tell you something. And I'm one of the people, I can't leave no boo-boo on this butt because it's nasty.
Because you care.
Yeah.
When you say I got back active, is this back in the streets doing the
I
hood
wouldn't say
rat
in the
behavior?
streets. I wouldn't say in the streets, but we gonna move forward on that.
Okay.
You know, let's
All
just
right.
say the little dorm room had got raided. That's another story,
Understood.
another HBCU story. I cannot believe our dorm room got raided.
I forgot I got fired on a couple jobs too. I worked at the Improv on Melrose.
Oh.
And I was a cocktail waitress. I don't drink. I stopped drinking in high school. That's part of my comedy bit that I've been sober.
You got drinking before it was legal to drink.
Exactly. So I got it all out of my system because I used to be drunk every day
That's
in junior
crazy.
high and
In
the beginning
junior
of
high
high school
school?
and the first couple years of high school. So I used to be lit. My life was so much fun. You know, little Inglewood, I was a hood rat too.
Okay,
But
this before the stadiums.
so before, so what I used to drink, so by the time I got to the Improv, I wasn't a drinker, but I was a really good cocktail waitress, and I made a whole lot of money on Monday nights because that was the black night.
Yeah.
And none of the other girls wanted to work that night because they couldn't tell us apart. They didn't know who owed money. Like, they would make you pay the bill before you got the drinks and all that stuff. So I made a bunch of money, but then they had a new manager come in, and he made us take a test, a bartender test, of what drinks, how to make certain things. And I don't know. Like, I know clear and dark.
Yeah.
I know what a Long Island looks like. I know kind of what thing, but I didn't pass the test. So I got fired because I don't understand liquor, but I was a really good waitress.
Right.
I don't understand. And then
I mean, they could have put you on food. I would have said, well, just put them on burgers. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to take somebody off fries, put them on burgers. Like, they gotta know.
I wish you were my manager.
I would have been on it.
Job.
And plus, as long as people drunk, who cares?
That part,
Like, this
I
ain't
never
no
got a
co-
complaint.
Let me tell you something. This ain't no premium craft cocktail bar. This the comedy club, baby. And let me tell you something about Detroit.
What?
Baby, in Detroit, some bars you go to get Coke or cranberry. You be like, can I get her? They be like, no. Do you want some liquor or not?
Oh,
Did
no
you trying
soft
to
drinks.
get drunk? No, baby. Ain't
No soft drinks in
salt
Detroit.
around the rim or nothing. We got Pepsi. I ain't gonna say Coke because we don't drink Coke. We got Pepsi.
Oh my God, my husband's from Detroit. He loves Pepsi.
Pepsi and Frank's Red Hot. I bet you got some Frank's Red Hot in your house.
Faygo. He talks about Faygo.
Faygo, Better Made chips.
Yes, Better Made. I had to taste them. He talks about those all the time.
Let me tell you, you want to sneak him a little Detroit basket. First off, I'm going to send it to you. Oh, I cannot think of the name, but it's a company that does the Detroit baskets. Verner's Pop.
Yes, I heard of that.
Verner's is a medicine. So let me stop real quick. Maybe Verner's might want to sponsor us. I don't know, because I'm going to throw this as a plug in there, because people need to know what kind of medicine they could get without paying more than $2. Verner's Pop is a medicine.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor, but that's what I said. It will settle your stomach.
ginger
It will
ale?
get you right. Yes. Because
He always asks for ginger ale when he's not
it's the
feeling
world's
right.
oldest soda pop. You know, we say pop in Detroit. So
Yes.
ginger ale, Better Made, Frank's Red Hot. We got another chip called Nick's. It's a hot chip. If he can have that, you know, that's if he, a little younger, might need a little Tums for that one, but it'll be worth it, because when you get older, you can't eat hot stuff. Excuse me, language. We just have some of the best products.
Yes,
And we
he's a
love
big
them.
fan of all the Detroit
Yes,
products. I
yes.
would
Shout
love
out
to
to
get
all
a
the
basket.
Detroit people. Let me ask you this. So you started off young, you knew what you wanted to do in acting. What was your first big break? What was the first time you was like, I did this?
That's a good question. Because I'm not an A-list actor, I'm not a household name. Like,
Not yet.
I'm not yet. I'm not like, walking to the grocery store. People are like, I saw you in Girls Trip too. Like, I'm not there yet, but I do know that there are certain things that people recognize me from. When I did the movie Johnson Family Vacation, they used my real name, Tanjareen, in the movie. I'm dancing around with Uncle Earl in the mechanic shop. And the trailer would come on and, well, no, actually, that's the other movie when I was in the trailer. Miss March, I was in the trailer. People were calling me all the time. I think I saw you in the trailer. It was a movie with Craig Robinson. Please watch it. It's still around. It's a Fox film. But with Johnson Family Vacation, Sid and I were dancing, and then we took a break. I wasn't supposed to even talk or do anything in that movie but just sit in a chair. But I started to get up and dance with him, and then he danced with me, and then we took a break, and I was like, Sid, I need a name. I was like, I can't just have Dancer 1 on my resume. Give me a name. And he was like, oh, okay, let's think of something. Let's call you. And he's throwing out names, and then when he said Peaches, I said, well, if you're going to say Peaches, you might as well say Tangerine. Let's call me Tangerine. So he called me Tangerine. And so I got so many phone calls when that movie came out, like, oh my God, you in a real movie. You in a big movie. I just see you in a movie. Most people, is that you? I don't know. What will give it away? It's my face. It's my name. My name is in the credits. Like, how many other things you need to know that it's me? But that was one thing that, like, people really understood I was an actress. And then it's funny because when I go to the airport now, I'm always stopped, especially by TSA agents, from my YouTube videos. I do videos with Big Ja and with CT is Dope, my husband, and with Persephone, whoever. And people recognize those more than the 8 seasons of Family Time that I did, the 2 seasons of Millennials, the fact that I was on Curb Your Enthusiasm and Insecure and all these other things. They'd be like, I love you on that YouTube, man. You so funny on YouTube. And I'm like, you know what? I'll take it. Wherever you know me from, I'm grateful.
That's an amazing resume. Like, coming from 6-year-old you on that stage.
That's true.
To being on those type of sets.
Yeah.
What would you tell 6-year-old you after being on those sets?
I would tell 6-year-old me that it's okay to be a dark-skinned girl from Inglewood. You are beautiful, regardless of how anybody made you feel, and that you are talented and that you can do whatever you want to do because the only thing stopping you is you when you stop. That's one of my favorite quotes. The only thing stopping you is you when you stop.
And so even in and this is something I was talking, like I said earlier, with some friends about, even in your passion and your purpose, right? I think that, first off, I think it's just a gift from God to find what you feel you were designed to do, right? Because there's some people who go a lifetime, they never figure it out, or they figure it out and they're too afraid to try, right? Just because you love doing it, are you ever afraid when it's time to hit the stage or act? Do you ever have a wave of fear?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I get nervous before bigger shows. I get nervous in front of newer audiences. I think that means I care. I get nervous before I'm on the set the first couple of times. I like that nervousness. I love to take that energy and use it for my performance. And I think if I stop getting nervous, then I'm not excited about what I'm doing. I get nervous because I host a monthly show at Flappers in Burbank, and it's a lot. It takes a lot of courage to invite people to come and see you and spend money, get a sitter, pay for something to eat, pay for a ticket. And so I get scared when I'm inviting people to the show because I'm usually not asking for anything of people. So I wrote down that I wanted to be an executive producer more this year, and then I started my monthly show. And so that was me conquering a fear, getting the courage up to say, you know what, I'm gonna produce this show, I'm gonna invite people out, and I hope that they want to come. And it's been sold out so far ever since I've done it. But yes, fear is definitely a part of it. And I think that it motivates me. And also my husband, I love him so much. Shout out to Clayton Thomas, the comedian. Whenever I feel scared of something, I'll tell him, and he'll be like, girl, you know you can do this, or you better do that, so don't be scared just because there's that other. Like, he gives me such good advice, and I'll be like, and he's such a courageous person, and he's so bold in his talent. And I look to him like he's such a good businessman, he's such a good comedian, he's such a good producer of shows, and he's such a good person that he'll hear a story and then immediately be able to go on stage and make a joke out of it and make it really funny as if he's rehearsed it so many times. So I look to him for stuff like that. So when I'm scared, I'll be like, baby, and then he'll knock me out of it. I'll be like, okay. Got it. But he won't hit me. He won't hit me.
I was just finna
I'm not getting hit no more, finally.
CT is one of my Detroit brothers. I definitely had to come on here and defend him like you said earlier. Not that kind of hit.
And I will say, since that relationship where I was hit, I have several weapons, and I'm a boxer now, a professionally trained boxer. So ain't nobody gonna ever hurt your girl again.
Yeah. CT got a big head, so I can imagine you kicking it. Wow, it's going down. Excuse me, sorry. I'm just joking with you, CT. Please don't come for me, because he will roast me down. So I'm just joking. That was just a quick little hardy har. Let me ask you this, okay? And then we're going to get into, I shouldn't say this. It's been such an interesting conversation, so thank you for coming. It was what I ordered. Normally on Not What I Ordered, it's not what I ordered. So make sure you go check us out, go like, subscribe, and just tell more people about it, because we know out here. How long have you been married?
May 14th will be 12 years.
Oh, great. I love that. I love the May 14th. How important is it for you to have the right group of people around you, right? Because you speak, your husband speaks life into you, or you guys are able to bounce off each other, because I'm sure that you're able to give him that as well. And then you see some situations where you're not able to grow with your partner, or a person is constantly putting you down. How important is it to have people around you that believe in your passion or your purpose?
It's important. But also, if you don't have that, you got to know it's coming from within. Because if you don't have a big circle of people and you only got 2 homegirls and they're haters and they're telling you you're never going to make it, you got to know that you can't listen to them. It's still got to come from within. So no matter who's in your circle, it's got to come from within. Actually, I got a good quote from my minister at church for Easter Sunday. She said that you can be designed by what's going on out there, or you can be divined by what's going on in there. And I was like, ooh, that's bars. That's bars. Shout out to Dr. Sydney. So I think that it starts within, which the spiritual practices I talked about, meditation, visualization, writing your gratitude journal, praying, listening to music, going outside in nature, hiking, whatever it takes. But as far as being a married couple, we like to hang around other couples. We love to have, dinner parties at the house, game nights at the house. We might go to an amusement park for the Not Scary Farm or something like that with couples, doing things with other couples because we can sew into each other. We can make sure, that we're acting as couples should act because couples and singles are different. And I think that just being around other people who celebrate Black love, that really helps us to stay connected.
I love that. And it just speaks so importantly to how important your circles are. Of course, this is not what I ordered. We're talking passion of purpose with our guest, Tanjareen. And oh my God, we're to the point where we have this thing that we do every week. It's called I Shouldn't Say This. Okay. This is an opportunity for you to say something, anything, whether it's on topic or off topic, that you normally wouldn't say, but you feel like, I'm going to say it anyway.
You trying to get me canceled?
No, people be saying all kind of stuff. You could say, I shouldn't say this, but I like off-brand Wheaties. Whatever you want.
Okay, I shouldn't say this, but I'm tired of people serving the food at the funeral that killed the person.
It's teeth when you see them two fingers touching. Now that was a good one.
Listen, because I'm sick of it. The person died of diabetes. Why we got peach cobbler and pound cake and stuff at the funeral? If the person had high blood pressure, why are we serving the fried chicken and all the the spicy foods and all the fatty foods at the funeral? I shouldn't say it. But get it together. If they had colon cancer, maybe we should have a smoothie at the funeral, huh? Okay. Maybe it should be some wheatgrass. Maybe we should just do better as a people. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And another one I shouldn't say is, and this will definitely get me in trouble, Candace Owens ain't that bad no more, y'all. Ooh, I know I said it, and I'm not MAGA, but when I started listening to her, she made a change, and she cares more about, us now, and I be listening to her, and I'm like, oh, she's actually very educated. She's come a long way. So give her another shot. She don't know me, but that's just something that I wouldn't admit to anybody, and now y'all can come for me in the comments.
Because I would be quiet on that. Tanjareen, thank you for being there. Can you tell them? I would be quiet, because this your time to shine. I feel like she mad. For what? Y'all ain't got no comment. Tanjareen, thank you so much for joining Not What I Ordered. Can you tell them where they can follow you, anything you have coming up next, and what's going on?
I have a gift for you. This is one of my merch designs. It's called I Got That Juice Box, because I'm all about health food, but also women need to be juicy.
Okay, come on, juice.
It represents an innuendo as well, but I got the juice box. It's an extra large. I get you another size if you need it. But yeah, I'm Tanjareen, actress, producer, comedian, podcaster, wellness consultant, life coach. My name is spelled Tanjareen. I'm on all social media platforms. I have tanjareen.com as well. You can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. My latest movies are Hands. That is a fight movie starring Rampage, the UFC fighter, and Billy Blanks, me as the lead villain. And you can watch that on Amazon Prime or All Black. And I'm on the movie Onyx that you spoke about earlier. That's the sci-fi film that is on BET Plus, also available on Amazon Prime. And actually, if you type my first name in on Tubi or Amazon Prime, all my stuff pops up. The TV show Millennials, the TV show Michael Blackson Show, the Family Time Show, the old shows I did. Just, get in touch with your girl, follow me, and come on the journey on my Tanjareen tree. Ding!
Give it up for Tanjareen, y'all, because guess what? I got the juice box. We thank you so much for joining. And of course, at the end of the show, we always have to get into things that get on my nerves. And you know what gets on my nerves? Having the wrong people around you. We talked about this once or twice. And the reason I say that is because sometimes alignment can get you further than any hustle could get. And some people are stronger than others. Some people don't have the strength to block negativity. So why purposely put yourself in a situation with the wrong people? I'm not talking about you didn't know, but the minute that you find out as an adult that somebody means you no harm, they're no good for you, they have bad intentions, maybe they're doing bad things in their life, you have to get away from them. Sometimes you can end up having bad things happen to you just as a result of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, okay? So to me, it's best that you go find your tribe, find your vibe. I understand you grew up with these people. I understand these are the people that you've always known. But if there's something in your life that you want to change, you're responsible for actively going and finding that. And if you negative, you don't believe in nothing I'm doing, then get away from me, because you're getting on my nerves. That's right, and it's not what I ordered. I'm your girl, T. Barb. Of course, we're talking the lies we're sold and the truth we're living. And we're going to see you next time. Bye.